Wow, it's time for another show full of tips and ideas from the sales growth leadership expert, Dean Akers. Known for his experience in hyper-growing companies and creating cultures for high-performance teams, here's Dean.
Well, welcome to this week's episode of the Sales and Leadership Ninja Show. I'm your head ninja, Dean Akers, and each week I try to bring you one of my rants to stimulate you in the realm of sales and leadership. This week's title is 55 cents turns to a million. And I know you're probably wondering, what in the world is he talking about 55 cents turns to a million? What we're talking about is handwritten notes, the touches. Handwritten notes still work. Where's the 55 cents? That's the postage. So I got to share with you today some stuff that's just happened recently that brought this one to a head again. With the advent of texting, emails, social media sites, messenger programs within those social media sites, it's become easier to reach people. And I'm a big advocate of LinkedIn, Facebook, all the various social media sites, the messenger programs, using text. I mean, I don't even answer my phone anymore. I use texting all the time. I communicate with customers through texting. So I get it and I use it. And I know you do. And I know you use it. So really what I'm talking about is stuff that can make a difference. Now what I'm going to share today is a single thing that's made the single biggest impact on me, and the single biggest thing that I've had as an impact in my business forever. And that's the handwritten notes. I mean, I still handwrite notes every week. If you're watching my video, you'll see I have my note cards. And again, if you haven't ordered note cards, go online and order your note cards. Get them from GotPrint or Vistaprint or anybody. And when you do them, you open them up, they're blank. And on the back, you have all your contact information. So these note cards become a business card, and so to speak, for you. And then we have our envelopes. All my envelopes are branded. And what they are is they allow me to send out these handwritten notes with some kind of stimulus. Now, every week I do my rants, and I do them here in the studio, but these are for today. This is what's going out while I was sitting here today on a Saturday when I produce. So, sending these handwritten notes out are infinitely important. That being said, when you use the word important, people go, oh man, I got to make it a priority. It's something I got to do. It's kind of like working out. Well, it sort of is. But at the end of the day, what you want to do is get accustomed to doing it as a habit. And what I do now is I actually have a target of writing a minimum of 10 a day. And I actually have a program where I track it and I put it in there every day how many I did. And it's my own little stimulation to make sure I stay on game. Now, I've been doing these since I was in my early 20s, and I'm 67 now, so this has been going on for a long time. I had an impact today, which is why I got on this rant. One of my clients slash turned into ninjas, one of my folks, I was at a speaking engagement, and he reached out to me, and we've engaged a couple times, and he asked me what the single biggest thing that I could do or that I did that made me successful or helped me grow my business. And I shared with him what we're sharing on today's show, which is the handwritten note, the touches and stuff. Well, lo and behold, today I'm working on the show, what I want to do, and in comes a note from him. So he sends me a note in today, and he sends this note in, and I'm going to cover his name up. But he sends this note in, and if you read it, it says, I made $500,000 with a handwritten note. Now, he clearly got the value. This was through us visiting. For him to take the time to acknowledge this got me stimulated because I know it does make a difference. Clients have called me when I've written handwritten notes, and I was listening to one the other day, and here was my voicemail. Dean, this is so-and-so. I appreciate your note you sent today. It meant a lot, And it was not just a thank you note. It was a note about something going on in his world. And he said, oh, by the way, I was thinking about you. I think I need ... Now, here's the question. Was he thinking about me? And everybody out there listening and watching, you know that answer. The answer was absolutely not. He wasn't thinking about me, but that stimulated him. He knew he had a need, and that note stimulated him to say, it's coincidence. I'm going to call Dean. And that's what happened. He became a client. So I still I go to clients' offices. I have a client that I had 30 years ago, and I still go into his office because he had the same office for a long time. And I still see two of my notes taped on his back area behind his credenza. And these notes almost are yellow now. That's how old they are. And this is a big CEO. So this isn't my mother, for instance, or my grandmother. So at the end of the day, what I'm sharing with you is 55 cents today, and the note cards, send them out. Right, it is the single biggest impact of what I do. And I do 50 to 100 a week. There's no schmoozing sales strategies. It's just getting to know your clients. And mine are not the thank you notes that are typical. So somebody will go, well, every time I call on somebody, I write them a thank you note. I got that. I do that. It's following up on the subtle things, like if they had a baby, their birthdays, their anniversaries, something big that happened in their company, some really cool article that you see that's relevant to their business or that could help them. Any kind of thing you can do to create a touch. Again, today's message, the handwritten note still works. 55 cents still works. The return on those 55 cents expenditures can still create millions. So your goal this week is to start writing a minimum of 20 to 30 handwritten notes a week. And you want to track it for yourself. You got to order stationery. Oh, by the way, caveat. Had somebody ask me about it yesterday. Do not, in any circumstance, put your business card in that note. That is salesy. Just write a kind note, mail it, don't worry about it. And remember, this is a very real art that will make you A, a lot of money. B, let's assume it makes zero money. It's a definite pay it forward because you're going to make somebody smile. You're going to make somebody's day. So I want you to go out there and this week write 20 to 30 handwritten notes minimum. And remember, if you want to, you can reach out. And I want to thank all the listeners. I actually got bombarded this week when I made this offer, and I'm getting them out there. It's going to take me a little bit, but I'm going to get all the books out. And that's the self-talk book. I'm giving everybody that wants one, just email me at help@adjunctceo.com, and I'm going to mail out a copy of the self-talk book right here. And then also I'm sending out my sales basics program. It's a couple-page PDF that can help you and your teams, and it's just available to you at help@adjunctceo.com. Again, thank you so much for everybody that has sent me this and requested it, because I've been sending them out, and I am, quite frankly, a little bit behind because of the overwhelming requests, but we will get everybody's requests processed. So it's help@adjunctceo.com. You're going to get the stuff I'm going to send you, but the real message today is what? The real message today is spend the 55 cents, send those handwritten notes out, and create an impact for you and the person you send it to. Have a great week.
We hope you enjoyed this week's show. Subscribe today to our podcast and send questions or thoughts to help@deanakers.com. Also, visit us at www.deanakers.com to listen to prior shows and view helpful videos. Also, great tips to download. Thanks again. See you next week.